Week's What the Fuck forecast. I am Palladian Star Healer. I'm doing something different because I had to rearrange my room again, and definitely need to invest in a new desk so I can do my readings more comfortably. So I just wanted to show my face, and then I'm going to go to first person view, and I'm going to do something a little bit more different, and then you can let me know in the comments if you appreciate this style or this method. This week we're going to go over what the fuck is going on with relationships. So this would be partnerships, friendships, all relationships in general. Okay, so I'm going to pause it and then we're going to continue on with our forecast. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different here. I have 3 decks here. I'm using the John Holland's decks, which is the Psychic Tarot and the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, which is this one, and the Threads of Faith deck. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put these to the side. I'm going to start off with what is the current what the fuck energy in regards to relationships. So I'm going to put my hands here so you guys can actually see what's going on, I guess. I'm not going to bend these because these are like, I don't know. I'm afraid to hurt them. So I'm just going to shuffle here. So like what the fuck is going on with the relationships during this time? And let's see. Well, this one stood out to me. And what is this? So we have connect to the heart. Okay, so definitely I feel like there's opposition because you see these, I guess they're dogs. There's like opposition. So perhaps in the relationships right now, things are at opposites or like opposing forces. I feel like definitely there's not much thinking with the heart, and more with the mind, or more actually like with the ego instead. So definitely like the current energy for relationships right now is very ego driven. People are not really seeing the bigger picture. I also feel like if it's not just ego, it also could be a lot of triggering moments because they're back to back, and I do get this feeling. It's like with their mouth, with their faces like pointed up, is almost like that like I'm not talking to you, or like there's just type of like that like triggering thing that's happening. So right now with the relationships, there could be a lot of triggering, a lot of opposing forces, and there's really like some type of disconnect to the heart center. So definitely I feel like if you're going through these kind of relationship challenges right now, even if it's like employment with work, right now people are really going through being more ego driven, and just things being in opposition of each other. Right, so I'm gonna put that here. So then we're going to find out like what is the hidden energy behind that. All right, so I'm going to use the Psychic of the Heart thing. So what is the hidden energy behind this disconnect in relationships right now? So what is the hidden energy behind this current disconnection that everyone seems to be experiencing right now? And we have lead. And I feel like I need to shuffle it more. Like, let's see. I put this one. And we have win or lose. See, again, win or lose. So it's definitely like the hidden energy is, I feel like definitely power struggles. Everyone seems to be wanting to fight over the throne, basically, and then you have win or lose. So the hidden energy behind it definitely is ego driven. A lot of people's shadow self is coming through, because if you see the shadow, so there is some type of disconnection in relationships, because a lot of it has to do with a lot of shadow things coming to the surface. And people usually get blinded, especially when you're triggered, you become sort of blind, and it becomes sort of like I want to win, or, I want that person to lose. And, it just becomes very, very sort of aggressive, mentally aggressive, so the hidden energy behind the disconnection, as I was saying before, is wanting to take the lead, but I feel not in a constructive way, but more in a sense of wanting to be in control, or not seeing the bigger picture. So definitely there needs to be some type of work. The individuals need to do the work. So you as a person, if you're feeling this kind of disconnect, or you're in a situation where you're feeling this disconnected from, your partnerships, friendships, and relationships in general, even with family, it is time to take a lead, but more in awareness of what could be the underlying trigger of what you're going through. Really take a peek of what's happening underneath it. And if you see, it has blue. So I feel like this also has to do with the heart chakra and speaking one's truth, and really seeing like where, if you're speaking from a place of love, or if you're speaking from your shadow, from your ego. Because if you see, he has the pendant. I'm going to bring it forward. His pendant, it has a heart. So are you speaking from the heart? Is it coming from a place of love? Also with the purple, you have wisdom, all this information. So I feel like definitely the hidden energy is asking you to take note of what is really going on. And are you the opposer, or are you in a situation where you're being opposed, and really trying to get to the bottom? And what, really basically to pick and choose your battles. Like, is it really worth fighting to the death for? Like, is it really worth, winning or losing? Some things you just have to say, you know what, fuck it, right? So now we're going to take a look into what is the lesson or the purpose of this issue that's happening, this kind of disconnect in the relationships. And let's see. What is the lesson or the purpose? So we have lesson of the purpose. Okay, we have hope. And I'm going to take one from here. This one caught my eye, so let's see. And we have memories of love. So I feel like with the hope card, the lesson or the purpose is basically having a different sort of awareness. Because we tend to all sort of lean more on the negative side of things, and I feel like memories, as with here, most of the memories could be a triggering factor to why we react the way that we do, and why they could be some type of like opposition, in your relationships right now. But I do feel like there has to be some type of shift, and also some type of hope, of how, basically almost like I would say like a manifestation, like how would you want, what kind of hope do you have for the relationships in your life? To have hope that in your relationships, there could just be a dark time right now. Things happen. Can't expect relationships to be all cotton candy, because it's not realistic. And to really try to shift, and think more, like as I was saying before, from a place of love, because we have memories of love. So, because usually I feel like a lot of stuff may be coming up from the past that could be very triggering. But also, I feel like you have to see it at a bigger perspective. Like, for example, if you are in a relationship, or relationships in general, like, and you're on a path of healing, and your relationships, where both parties are evolving, it would be recommended to try to shift your focus. If you're going to remember or be focused on any type of memory of the past, think of the good times, and the times that were worth your while, or where you felt like this sort of like fulfillment, and happiness. Because this can really help you and give you more hope. Of course, only if the relationship is healthy, or if you do see that the person, that is in relationship with you, or family members, that they're really trying their best. There's just moments that everyone just goes and undergoes some type of, dark soul of the night, or, some type of triggering. It happens a lot more often than we would hope, or we would like, So I feel like for the collective, try to hang on to hope that things will get better, and to, because also hope provides you to have the ability to manifest the kind of relationships that you want, you know, and right and to shift that ego into a more hopeful perspective, right? So then, how can we shift these what the fuck moments into our blessing? And so we have, well, I saw this one. We have spread your wings. And we have, and then we have giving and receiving. And I feel like I need to pull another one, so I'm going to do that. Where it is like, what can we shift? Well, I saw this one right here. And we have, oh, see, the Sakura. Okay, so definitely there is some unleashing of emotions, hidden emotions. So I feel like the spread your wings, I feel like, because I heard employment. So for those that are undergoing some type of like competition or conflict in employment, this will definitely be telling you that, you know, to look to brighter days and to have that hope. And as you see with the hope here, and then she has this path, right? And she's looking also towards a bright light, just like this one that's here. So, you know, to basically not be afraid to spread your wings, that it could be time for you to look elsewhere. You know, for some of you, it may feel like you gave it all you got, and now it's time to really look for better pastures. Okay, because you're looking towards the sun. But in order to do that, you have to hope also. You know, you have to hold on to that hope that you could have the life that you want, and that, you know, things could get better. And you could be hurt for now, and it's only temporary, but things will eventually get better. Also, for most of you, I feel like this also has to do with boundaries. So it would be recommended to really become a more awareness of what the kind of relationships that you're holding. For the most part, are they giving you more than you're receiving, or if you're receiving more than you give, or you're taking more than what you give back, you know? So it's definitely some type of evaluation here, and making sure that things are fair, you know, and that boundaries are not being overcrossed. And I feel like when parties are aware of their boundaries, you can still establish boundaries and be in your power, as we have here, you know, take the lead and still love people and be able to give people the love from your best self, because you're stepping into your power and taking the lead into your life and understanding the balance between, you know, giving and receiving. And for here, we have the Sakura chakra. So definitely there's some like unearthing of emotions, and relationships, like sexuality, I feel like depression, anxiety, things of that nature. So there is some sort of like almost like a battle between opposing forces and things going right. So in order to have like that kind of shift, it really does count on your own self-evaluation and what you're going to do, and having some type of hope for yourself, and perhaps for the relationship, of course, you know, with your own judgment, because you know what kind of relationship you have with the people in your life. So you're able to tell on whether it's worth fixing and just having that hope that things will get better, or, you know, actually taking, you know, your leave. And this could be in business as well, in employment. Perhaps it is time for you to move on to a different career choice, because perhaps you're giving all of your hard work, your time, and you're probably not receiving the pay that you want. You probably know that you could get better, or at least if you're not going to get a lot of money, but at least you won't be exhausted. So you just have to really be aware in career, when it comes to co-workers and colleagues and bosses, that you're not actually giving more beyond your own capability and not receiving enough out of it. Okay, So let me see. I'm gonna pull a card for the Palladium message. So let's see what Sarah will want us to know. And we have confront. So, oh divine being, it is time for you to confront your shadows, to look beyond the doorway and see what lurks beyond the timeline of your existence. It is time to not only water the grass that you stand on, but to also water beyond the barren lands that you face. It is time to look back from the beginning and see how you can undo all the programming, all the trauma that you have undergone, so it can be your time to heal. For at this present moment, all that you have deep within you are rising to the surface. But know that you do have the power to bring that shadow into the light. So that is the message from Sarah. So that is the end of this WTF forecast. I hope you liked this method. Maybe you did, maybe you don't, but it's okay. I'm gonna leave my other social media platforms in the description box, so please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully soon I can have my own desk and I can do more face-to-face forecasts and readings and daily cosmic guidance. So thank you again for watching and for subscribing and sharing. And I will see you guys all next week for another week of What the Fuck.